This is actually what Philip Horsch had in his area where they were building his secret shed. So this is obviously it. They finally built it. 49, I'll have you know. I'll have you know. Yes, technically I'm closer to 50 than I am 45, that's for sure. Kate, Paul and Simon have been working hard. They've got this little area set up. So they've got the beer here and got the T-shirts and the hats and the various bits and bobs and a water bottle for if you're enthusiastic about going to the gym. I think about the gym, but that's as far as it goes. And yeah, the shed's coming on now. Got the 4 combines in, the chaser bin, got this fert spreader. I really like this fert spreader, which Horsch built. It is enormous, but the more you look at it, the more it doesn't look out of place. But effectively, I had a Kuhn AGT, which was a 36-meter boom applicator for putting urea and cheaper fertilizer on, granular fertilizer. I used it for Avadex and Slug pellets, but I didn't get on very well with it. I had a torrid time, and I really didn't have any support, no support at all in it, and so I had to get rid of it purely out of frustration of being on my own with the manufacturer. So I see now Horsch built one of these, and big tank, 14,000 litres, sits ever so well on our 942s. It's quite nicely balanced. Got the row crops on here, and then you've got the row crops here, and obviously because of the axle and the turning follows just like the sprayers, and it's the same chassis, I believe, as what the 12,000 litre 48-metre sprayers are, self-propelled. It's also, this is a 36-metre, but they do a 48-metre version as well, which is what we would be interested in. I have to find out whether it's got the rollers to do Avadex, but yeah, it's an impressive piece of machinery, it really is. And they're actually putting TSP through it so that they can show it in the capacity of, in the field of what it's actually like spreading fertiliser. So they've got quite a lot of machinery here. We've got, if Tom swings round, you can see I've got my KR6 here, I've got the our Joker on a Challenger, and obviously the 1167 on a Toronto. And then they've got one of the new version Leaves, which has got the new cab. It's actually a really smart cab. I was just sitting in that cab a moment ago, and it's a really smart. Got 3 of the chaser bins here, and then we started to bring some of our machinery in so that we can concentrate on, you know, our sort of innovation corner here, and just show people different ideas, different thinking that we've been, you know, building and doing over the years. So there's the. It's actually an 8-metre drill, but we take the tines back to 6 to work on CTF. I actually really want to extend it, but I've got the 12-metre version up in the field. We're going to walk up there in a moment. So the 12 metre is far superior, but when it's really wet, this goes a lot easier for the nature of it. Here's our track eradicator. So this is the Grange version. We had the cultivation solution number 1 and number 2. Number 2 was originally bought by Tom Hawthorne. He's since sold it to me, so I've got 3 of these. And then I've got, this is my Sprinter drill, 2012. I'm still in love with this drill. It's a fantastic drill. It's looked after us really well. And the cost of annual repairs is next to nothing. I need to put some new tyres on it. But and then this is the bean drill. We got the frame built by Grange. Fantastic bit of kit. And then Will Lawton came and built this with Horsch equipment all on it. So we put the Sprinter direct coulters on, and we can also unbolt on the legs and then put the different feet, etc. on it. But we like to run this actually for bean drilling with the Sprinter feet. It seems to work really well, and especially when it's a bit wet. Running that sort of combination works well in throwing a lot of soil about and getting the seed covered and not making it slotty. And then the eradicated tines, that's Horsch again. The meter unit, that's all Horsch. So that effectively is our bean drill, and it doesn't put a lot of compaction in. So here's our plough. And it's funny how a plough can look very dated nowadays in terms of modern farming, but it still has a really good place, and these Gregon Bessons are well built. This is the Horsch subsoiler, Philip Horsch built as a trial, and we've since had the legs cut. You make sure you get in here, please, Tom. We've since had the legs cut and had the bottom took off because it had a very German design type lift, but we wanted to use the TWB point. So Terry Birch cut the bottom of the legs off, welded a different foot on. So this here is the same design as the rest of his subsoilers and what we've got on the Cousins and things. So actually the parts on the shelf then become the same. And we use this predominantly for tram lines and clearing up beat pads and bail pads and anything like that. Works really well for us, and it's obviously hydraulic folding. Because the packer's quite far back, actually you need it on a big tractor because otherwise it will lift the front of the tractor up. There's a lot of weight transfer has on this, but yeah, it's good. We haven't gone on so well with this idea. They're never in deep enough into the ground, but we use it predominantly just for its sort of subsoiling properties. Then we've got the Serto drill here, one of two obviously that we've got, and yeah, we still get on terribly well with these. Like it, we like the well, I know there's different schools of thought about the drilling whips, but I still quite like the close drilling. I know we've got the Avatar, and if you see the Avatar drilling, it looks fantastic. And actually, you know, you look at that and probably say that's some of the nicest drilling we've got. So the wider 25 centimetre drilling seems to be not a disadvantage to date, and if in some would regard it to be perhaps advantageous. We'll get to see that, of course, with the yield at harvest. Get to try the blocks. So this is another one of their. This is a 6, whereas ours are 5s. Our 2 are 5s, but lovely sprayers, especially with the boom control. I mean, that's what sets them apart. That boom control is what Horsch built, is something else. And in my grass, I can see is we're constantly watering it just to try and keep it alive. It's very windy today, so the guys aren't fertilising, and it's not fertilising. Sorry, not spraying. Here we go. So here's the Trano. So we've got a very, you know, severe spring system and very strong. So really good for us in the wet and also in the dry. Obviously, in the dry, the very nature of it. It needs to be robust and strong because when the ground bakes on this sort of Hanslope series clay, it is absolutely a terrorist in damaging machinery. So something like this can cope with it. And we've done put some extra struts and things in it, but we got 2 of these. And I know Sandy's just moving some other bits up here. He's just bringing up the mould drainer now, and he's going to put the mould drainer somewhere. Then this is the Joker. I think towards the end of the season, about halfway through, I think we'll have to put new discs on it. Always looks a bit drab when it's all rusty, but as soon as he shines it up after a day, it looks smart. But fantastic bit of kit. We use it mostly for secondary cultivation, apart from we use it as primary as well when we're doing mustard and oilseed rape and beans. Then we'll go twice with this. Otherwise, we'll go with the Joker first, then we'll go with this as a secondary pass. And Sandy's put some of the fuel tanks out here, and then we've got the fuel tank there ready for Horsch so that they can keep filling their sprayers up for their demonstrations. So we'll go and have a look up in the field. I really like this power drill. We've had 2 actually, but it's got the Pronto Turbo coulter on the back, which works really well for us. And there's always a place for a combination drill. It's one of those things that some years you think perhaps would sell it because we haven't used it, and then there's other years when it does a lot of work. It's one of those type of drills. So here she is. This is going to Innovation Corner. We've got the Dukes of Hazzard, they call it. I've just asked the sign writing guy what it would cost to wrap it in green. So we'll see what that's going to cost. Get rid of the yellow and go green. But what a great, oh, smell that. Look, the Horsch have got I think they've got 20, so over the month we've got 1,000 people coming through. They've got 20 days. I've got we got English today, we had English yesterday, we had German 2 days before that, and then I've got the Worship Company of Farmers My Year Group 2014 tonight, tomorrow and Sunday. They're coming to me this year. And then on Monday we've got Chilean farmers coming, and then Tuesday again the Horsch Day start again, and Hungry Hog are doing the barbecue. I've not tried it yet, but it smells good. Today I'm feeling hungry. We started off extraordinary this morning. At 5 o'clock this morning we had the lorry drivers sending WhatsApp messages with the gate bent like a banana. We'll go and have a look at it. Somebody at 23 minutes past 11 came off the roundabout and rammed the gate. Put a great big S-bend in it. So Raymond and Simon are taking it apart to straighten and put back together to get the gate operational again. So that threw up a spanner this morning, getting people into the site and then getting people out of the site. Fortunately, I've got another entrance, and I was going to take the secondary entrance out, and I'm now starting to think I can't afford to take this entrance out. I'm going to have to keep it. And the concreting guys are coming on Monday. I really hope they can hurry up and do this, because getting a bit time pressured on getting this finished. And so the concreting's coming. They'll come in and put the concrete in here, connect the drains up straight through. I've got Glyn, who's just getting this last pile or two screened. Desperate want to come to an end. I really want it to be today. I'm hoping it's going to be today so the screener can go. The guy that owns the screener wants it gone as well. It's got to go on to look after somebody else. But the yard is actually just starting to look a bit better. Considering it was a big hardcore yard before, it's just starting to look a bit more collected. And look, there's Chris on his telephone. Look at that. These young fellas, you know, there they are. I always like looking out the window at what's going on, not looking at my phone. Mind you, every time I seem to look at my phone, especially on emails, there's always something I didn't want to read. And then we'll go up. Chris is back from holiday, and he's getting the mound sorted out now, starting to level the mound out of all the stuff coming out the screeners still being leveled out on the mound. And then Chris is putting the topsoil out and whatever, levelling that off, making quite a smart job. Freddie's here. He's building the pile up here. Then they're going to get the data points. They're going to start grading, digging out this, start hardcoring this, and then we can start looking at which bits we're going to concrete. So it feels like it's a long way away. And anyway, the show field. The show field is brown. No other word for it, brown. I think Cousin Michael killed it. That's my only theory. He'll say it's nothing to do with him, of course, but it's brown as anything. But we're going to put a bit more Horsch kit out here, and we're going to go have a look at all these other bits of kit they've got. And they do these fantastic demonstrations of the machinery, actually physically cultivating and drilling, etc. Tom's persuaded me that I'm not allowed to look at any more machinery, but you see, he doesn't understand. And we're all frustrated with Tom, aren't we? And his camera angle, he has to stand about a mile away. And if you're a farmer, you love machinery, you want to get in the detail. Anyway, I've just seen this, and suddenly I've never seen this before. Versa, and even though it's probably been here a week, I haven't actually seen it. It's actually a modern version of my power drill. So this is actually what Philip Horsch had in his area where they were building his secret shed. So this is obviously it. They finally built it. Oh, I like this. Oh, I do like this. Oh, I wish they made a 12 metre. But this is nice. It's basically, yeah, it is. It's probably better as well because that press is bigger. So that's always going to turn in the wet. But it's got the Horsch Connect on as well, so with the GPS telematics. And anyway, I said to Tom, right, we won't look at the rest because there's quite a lot of it. We'll do that next week, and we'll make sure we get some working demonstrations of the drone flying as well on it. He promises me he'll do it properly. So you can see how much stuff is actually here. our tractors in amongst there as well, and several of them. There's a crawler there as well, and there's a lot of stuff. And they're using all this field to doing their demonstrations. And then the next field over, which is part of the oats, which is now all been obviously silaged, etc. That they're using that to do the spraying demonstrations of water, and they're actually putting the TSP on. So I'm walking here, and obviously where they've set up the boom spreader, you can see the TSP on the ground. But you can never have enough TSP. And then there's my 12 metre drill over there, and they've dug out here. They've done these profile pits. So I wanted to have a quick look at this on the edge of the Field of Dreams, so we could actually see. It's actually quite a long way. Actually, I'm surprised how far this is. But didn't feel that far last time I walked it. But maybe it's a sign of exhaustion. But there's the wheat. Wheat is looking well. You can smell it. Oh, it's a fantastic smell. And that rain we've been getting is just helping tremendously. And we've been getting little spits and sparks in the mornings, but they've got about 300 hectares of wheat left to spray for T3. Got caught out by this wind, but they're nearly there. They're getting a long way through it. They did 400 hectares, 2 of them the other day, while the other one was off spraying a different crop. So what's this one? CTF control traffic, seeding line. Okay, yep, that's perfect. So that's interesting. Come and look at that. And then CTF, that's a tram line there. So this is where there's no tram line. So you come and look at this. If you're coming on the open day, you can come and look at this in depth. And their agri are going to be here as well. And they're going to talk about the compaction and the soil, etc. When you dig a profile pit within your own land, and you see the depth of the topsoil, you know, if you look at that, almost looks like a sort of 8 to 12 inches. And then very quickly into change of colour, getting down into some much stronger clay. You realise, don't you, how little amount effectively of soil that we're all working on to produce crops and to look after the world in terms of food production on a relatively small amount of soil. And then that's actually a tram line, so that's interesting seeing that. And then this one here is, if you have to ignore the wheeling because they've had to come round to get out. This is the line which has got no wheelings in it at all, and the crop looks fantastic. And this is drilled, of course, with this wet weather drill, and it's a great looking crop. Really nice. And it's such a different crop to look at in comparison to like where the avatar is, which is obviously with the gaps in between. But this is, it just looks fantastic. I'm really pleased with it. And it's clean. It's really clean. If you pan round, Tom, please, and just sort of show the backdrop of the working demonstration machinery, and then they obviously bring the sprayers up and they bring the fert spreader up. And then they've got the field set up. It's almost like one of those ploughing demonstrations. Perhaps we'll get Glyn to bring the plough up and do a ploughing demonstration as well. But, yeah, it looks good. And then look, the mound's starting to take shape. Chris is up there, and he's just getting the mound squared up. It's like the wall of China. And you might be able to see it from space. Elon Musk might be able to see that. Might be there for generations to come. So one of the guys was here with the German group, Anthony Lee, and he started doing his own YouTube, but his is more politically based. He's already at 220,000 subscribers in basically just over a year. And he showed me, he put a video up while I was with him. And he did 14,000 views in 20 minutes, and he's got, in a month, he's getting 5.3 million views. Of course, it's in German, but you can put the subtitles on. But the politically, farmers at the moment in Germany, from what he was explaining to me, are really quite unhappy. And that seems to be quite the case across Europe in demonstrations. And a lot of these countries would be, you know, not typical for demonstrating. Of course, you know, the French always are, but we wouldn't necessarily think of the Germans are doing it. And check his channel out on YouTube. I'm just going to play now the interview he did with me. See what you think. On the back of doing the YouTube of PX Farms and trying to show agriculture in a positive light and trying to show the humour and the dedication is within farming to produce food effectively with our role in society to feed people. So Simon, Paul and Raymond are currently trying to straighten the gate which got hit. Tom will put a little video up of the guy driving into it last night. But oh yes, it's got a bit of a bow on it. But anyway, it's quite wide, and so they're taking it inside the shed. I think it's got a long way to go. They've got to try and straighten it in sections. Do one bit, you can see they've welded a bit on the bottom, and then they're going to have to do the next bit and hopefully get it straight. Really annoying actually that somebody's done that and then hasn't had the, you know, it's obviously hit the gate, we've still got it all on camera, they've driven off, they haven't then rung up in the morning, so I'm terribly sorry what I've done. Just says so much about people, doesn't it? Well, hopefully, they always call it karma. Hopefully there'll be a little bit of karma. God, it is windy. Anyway, Tom and I are really starting to think about that barbecue. I've not had the barbecue yet, but I'm definitely having the barbecue today. So let's just have a look to see how the solar's working. The boys are in here, they're starting to put it together, and the Tesla batteries together. Tesla batteries are here, there's 3 of them. They were telling me that apparently they can get water up to about there if there was a flood or something like that. But yeah, so they've got each inverter is 25 kilowatts, so to effectively make 50 kilowatts obviously, and then they come down into the batteries. I'm really quite excited about the batteries, just because, you know, we are inefficient in the sense that we often use the cooling fans and everything at night. So actually the whole point of the battery technology is that we can draw on it, you know, when we're not producing. So I'm sort of really hoping this is going to be for us. It feels like the right thing to do, to be investing in this technology. It's expensive at the moment. It's like when computers sort of first came out, it's at the top and it's coming down. Tom's laughing, doesn't even know what I'm talking about. I mean, when I first started, we were lucky if we had a calculator. Tom was born with Intel or something like that, weren't you? Yeah. Anyway, Commodore 64, that was my childhood computer. You don't even know what a Commodore is, do you?
I know you're on the age of 50 and now you're getting a bit older.
49, I'll have you know. I'll have you know. Yes, technically I'm closer to 50 than I am 45, that's for sure. Oh, there's the second Trano. I think that actually might technically be what we call number 1. And then you got on the top there, you got the solar, so that's 25 kilowatts on that side, and then you effectively got the same on the other side. Because they've got the see-through roof, they had to put it in those sort of lines, but also spread the weight so that there wasn't an issue to do with loading of the buildings. So yeah, technically you could put a lot more solar up there, but we'll see how we get on with 50, and then we'll, if we need to, we'll soon find out if we need to go to more. But judging by the size of the bills that are coming out of these companies and the profits they're making, I think doing anything to get away from that. But what's amazing is the charges that you then get for monitoring solar and various things like that. I'll perhaps pull that off my spreadsheet another day, and I'll tell you about that. But that surprising way you can get all these sort of made-up bills. Just had some lunch today with some of the English guys which have come over to be at the Horsch event. There's some fantastic people coming to this Horsch event. We had 2 days of the Germans and now the 2 days of the English so far, and then again it starts next week. It's really heartwarming. Actually, makes you feel really excited about the future of farming when you're meeting enthusiastic people. But yeah, a couple of questions to come through. I'm pleased that everybody really enjoyed the conversation with Philip Horsch in the sprayer cab, and I'm pleased I've got the opportunity to be able to, one for a better word, video him so that you could all see the people behind the brand. But what else have we got, Tom? So we got thank you ever so much for the subscribers. We're very nearly at 23,000. Open day tickets for the afternoon are still there, so book in and come and see all the demonstrations and all the stands. Be pleased to have you. And I don't think there's anything else, Tom, is there? I think we're there. Oh yes, next Wednesday we're doing the machinery tour. Yep. So we look forward to seeing you next week. All the best. Bye bye.